Before you start doing any business with a potential client, or you start bringing contractors or employees onto your business, you may need to put on the brakes a little bit and make sure that you have the proper legal documents in place to protect your business. Hi, and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Paige. I am the owner and lead attorney behind The Legal Page. I help small businesses get legally legit in no time without breaking into highs. If easy and simple legal tips are just what you need, please subscribe to my channel. So what are the most important legal documents you need to have for your online small business? Legal document must-have number one are contracts. Now, I know setting up contracts, especially your client contracts, can sometimes be a daunting task, especially when you don't have a legal background. Here are some basics that I want to walk you through to ensure that you're taking the right steps. Step number one is to figure out what main service agreement or client contract that you need. If you're a florist, this is going to be a florist contract. If you're a wedding planner, that's going to be a planning contract. If you're a photographer, it's going to be the specific type of photography that you are servicing your clients with. If you're an online coach, it's going to be a coaching contract. Now, if you're a coach again, make sure that it's specific to the type of coaching you will be doing. If it's a one-on-one program, you're going to be having a one-on-one coaching client contract. If it's a group coaching program, then you're going to have a group coaching contract that each client would sign. My second tip here is to make sure that your contract is easy to read. Your contract shouldn't be so complicated that you and your client don't understand it. You want to make sure that your contract is written in what's called plain language and that you don't have a bunch of legal jargon or legal mumbo jumbo throughout. Remember, if you understand your contract, your client is going to understand your contract. If you don't understand it, your client isn't going to understand it. My third tip here is know what's in your contract. Knowledge is power. No matter if you got a template contract from an online template contract shop, such as The Legal Page, or you worked with an attorney to create and draft your own custom contract, you need to make sure that you understand all of the clauses in your contract. It is your contract after all. This is important because if your clients have any issues related to your contract or they have questions prior to signing on the bottom dotted line, that you can adequately answer their questions because you know what clause that is actually pertaining to, and you can have really good communication back and forth with your client to ensure that they understand that clause and your business policy prior to signing. Legal document number two must-have is an operating agreement. This is for all of you limited liability companies out there. You need to make sure that you have a document that explains the financial and functional aspects of the company that you created. Now, many single-member LLCs who are manager-managed, which means you're the sole owner, you're the one managing, may not have an operating agreement. And that's okay in the majority of circumstances. But for those who are LLCs and they are partnerships and there's more than one member, you absolutely want to have an operating agreement prior to doing anything and starting your business in any way. Every member of the LLC also needs to have a physical copy of your operating agreement, and the business as a whole needs to keep that operating agreement in a safe place. The best place to do this is to make sure that you file your operating agreement when you're registering your LLC in your home state. That way, the state has a record of that operating agreement and you can request it when you need it. Legal document number three must-have is an employer identification number through the IRS. Now, this is a number, but it comes in document and PDF form. So that's why I put it in here. You need to have an actual employer number that's attached to your business for filing for tax purposes versus filing under your Social Security number. If you don't have an EIN number, then I definitely suggest that you check out the resources below. We have a lot of good step-by-step instructions to get it from the IRS.gov. You will need your EIN handy for tax purposes, for employee and contractor onboarding, and for normal day-to-day tasks as well. An easy way to remember your EIN number is to keep it under a code name in your phone or under some type of password-protected app, or you can keep it under a desktop folder where you know where it's at. The good news here is that an EIN number really isn't something that someone can steal like a Social Security number. So you do want to keep it safe, but you don't have to worry about it too much like you would a Social Security number. Legal document number 4 must have are website terms and conditions. I highly, highly, highly suggest that you get website terms and conditions located at the bottom footer of your website so that normal consumers can scroll to the bottom and click on your terms and conditions. And these terms and conditions are usually boilerplate type language or general language that you would see on a multitude of different websites. But they're going to include things such as what a consumer can expect when interacting with your site, your return policies, your copyright notifications, warranties, etc. A quick tip here is to always look at your website terms and conditions at the end of every year so that they're updated in January of the new year. This is important because you could have old website terms and conditions that don't align with, say, your new digital products, and you need to add in clauses surrounding the policies regarding your new digital products that you put up on your website. It's always good just to DIY a contract audit on your own website for your terms and conditions every single year. Legal document must have number 5 is a privacy policy on your website. Now, this is going to be separate from your website terms and conditions. They're both going to be linked at the bottom footer of your website. But unlike a terms and conditions, which actually isn't necessarily legally required by any laws, a privacy policy is required under the FTC, ADA, COPA, Consumer Fraud and Protection Act, California Consumer Protection Act as well, and many states are also implementing very specific privacy protection acts that would pertain to the privacy policy that you need to put on your website. A privacy agreement lays out exactly what consumer data is being saved by you when they interact with your site. This includes personal information, purchase information, and any type of advertising targeting that you are doing through your website. Legal document must have number 6 is any type of worker contracts. This includes an employee contract and/or an independent contractor agreement. So before you hire on any help for your business, make sure that they are actually signing a document on the bottom dotted line regarding their roles and responsibilities for working for you. Under an employee agreement, you're going to have if they're paid hourly or salary, the projects that they would work on, how many hours they are working per week, if they're full-time or part-time, and you can also add on a non-compete to an employee agreement. An independent contractor agreement, on the other hand, is different and you can't have non-competes attached to it because they are independent. An independent contractor agreement will have if they are paid hourly or by the project or say on a monthly stipend, what their projects are, that they're on a case-by-case basis, that no employer-employee relationship attaches, and other additional things that absolutely need to be within an independent contractor agreement. These 6 legal documents are a must-have for any business owner. No matter if you're just starting out or you've been operating your business for a while, if you don't have one or more of these legal documents, then I highly encourage you to check out thelegalpage.com where we have templates of these legal documents and contracts. I'll drop the link for all of these documents in the description box below, and I can't stress enough how important it is to ensure that your business is legally protected, and I'm here to help you do just that.